I want to say,
thank you.
Thank you very much, man. You are by far the definition of I've known what I wanted, and I know what I want, and I'll forever know what I want. The reason I'm saying this is because Music Yanundala, from the genesis till today, yes, there's the improvement in the beats and everything else, but you as Cactus Agony is original. And I want to say, you know what I mean?
Thank you so much.
That's fire stuff right there.
Yes. And you know, like feel about funny. I remember Ukukula Kula forgot such songs like I'll Be Away. I was young by then and I'm still young still now. And
Still young. Still young.
I'm an adult. And having you on the show, Kukwata presence, you know, Chilo to like Zona what the Bible says as a gift to bring you before your great man.
Yes.
You are the definition of great man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To kickstart everything, man.
Yeah, man.
I was trying to look, like, manage the research. And in my research, I found out that a lot of your bio is saying that you're an England-based, London-based artist.
That is, it's possible for someone to think that, but it's only that my music, my music journey, my recording my first music, composing my first songs, it started in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was looking, it's Music Africa, and what's you did is Cactus Agony is a Zambian hip hop and dancehall artist based in London, in the UK. His music is.
What page is that?
Music Africa.
Wow, I don't know where they got that from because the website distinctentertainment.com is clear.
Okay. It had some fun facts that once you were in England, you were staying in a Jamaica, Africa community, and that's where you got your inspiration from to do the type of music that you're doing.
Well, you say Jamaica Afro community, what it is I stayed in a lot of places where a lot of black people were found.
Okay.
As I say, so
Okay.
Croydon, South London, Walthamstow, East London.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Okay. But let's talk about your journey though, the beginning. Grade 8, grade 9, is the musical dream born? Are you thinking about music?
Grade 8, grade 9, I had been singing in the Letchui Primary School. Yeah, that's a primary school in Kitwe. Letchui Primary School choir for a few years.
What voice were you? I'm thinking of your voice.
You know what I mean?
What voice were you singing?
Leave us a promo
Yeah, but what's Cactus Agony like, then when you're in lecture?
I was very much, as you know, Letchui School was a very multicultural school even back then. A lot of white people, Indian people, black people, and Asian people, and so it was you got to be with people of different cultures or ethnicities, But we had a very strict music teacher. And basically, I'm a Kitwe boy. Yeah. I'm a Kitwe boy. I used to do Kitwe things.
What's Kitwe things?
I used to go to Nkana, where the cinema used to be, near Rokana. Rokana, and I joined the karate club as a kid. Yeah. There in Nkana East.
Okay.
And we used to play basketball there. I'm sure everybody that's from Copperbelt or Kitwe, should I say, Kitwe, Riverside, Parklands, anybody, big up everybody from Kitwe,
But you don't
mine. So, in terms of my life growing up, nursery school, primary school, until I finished my grade 7, my whole life was Kitwe.
Okay.
And even when I finished my grade 7 to start my secondary education, I was fine. I was in the UK, but I would come back every year to visit. Yeah.
Back in the days, man, UK, there was like a vibe, because now it's different because, internet has made things so easy. If I want to go to Brazil, I can just type and then I enter, you know what I mean? But then, going back and forth, what were some of the things that you'd come back with every time and people would be excited about? said about your traveling? And I'm talking not about you as an artist, but just you as a person at the time.
I guess the reason I was there was for education.
Yeah.
You know, and exposure. So I did my GCSEs, my A levels, my college, and up to university stage. Every time I came back, I would come back, since my visits were a year apart. Obviously, I'll come back a bit more mature and more grown. But I also came back more knowledgeable about myself and my culture as well. For example, I once we went on a history cultural tour. The school organized this tour to go to the British Museum and stuff like that. So I went to the British Museum, and therein, for my first time in my whole life, I saw the Broken Hill Man in the British Museum.
And it's from here.
And they had the brass plaque in a big glass cabinet, very secure. And it said on it, the Broken Hill Man, found in the hills of Kabwe, Zambia, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, wow, this guy is here. You know, but how is everybody else going to see him if he's here?
Yeah.
How are my Zambian people going to see him if he's here? And then I was learning a lot of British history. Even when I was at lecture school in Kitwe, by the way, we learned, some Bantu migration stuff, basic stuff, but most of what I knew, I realized that I knew more about European history and the Battle of Hastings and stuff that just not even relevant for me. You know? And then I'd come back home and I realized when my friends are talking about Zambian history, I realized how much I had missed. So I had to start reading up and catching up again, and Bush Territory is a song that was inspired by such things.
Okay, let's talk the temptation of wanting to, because I mean, that's an option. When you travel so much to England and back, there's the temptation of wanting to stay there. Was that something you suffered with when you were deciding where to stay?
Well, like I said, I didn't really have a choice of whether to stay or not because I was there for my education, which was important for me. But in terms of actually living in the UK, I don't think that's something that I wanted to do because I grew up, born and bred, Kitwe, Zambian. I'm an outdoors guy. I used to go on safaris with my father from when I was very young. I grew up in the bush. I love to do I'm an active guy.
Yeah.
So, when that environment in the UK is cool, but when it comes to the cold, a lot of grey, a lot of concrete, it sort of sucks the life out of you a little bit. So it was very important for me. I always look forward to that time of the year when I could come back and regroup and refuel and get my taste of my culture again.
So namlanda kutila te elo mwali pia mwale munando wa studies, like were you studying kuba maybe like what were you studying? Mwale study kuba
I was studying product design and marketing.
Oh.
Yeah, which pretty much is design.
Okay.
Yeah, 3D design.
I want to know, one of the things I sensed in your music is it's deep and it speaks to a certain group of people, right?
Yeah.
That are either going through a certain thing or, you know what I mean? It's like, yes, there's troubles, but we can fight our way through it.
Yeah.
And when I listen to your stories, like private school after private school to going to learn in England, where is the inspiration coming from? Because, I mean, some of the things that you talk about are deep-rooted problems that people are going through.
Yeah.
Your side of the coin to getting to even seeing something about.
So you want to know the influences of that? Well, I think there's two or three main influences that I've had in my life to give me that perspective on life. And I think, first of all, my late father, may his soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
He was a real Pan-Africanist.
Yeah.
True to the bone, born and bred Zambian Pan-Africanist. So watching him do everything he did and listening to him speak and all these things from a young age really introduced me from very early on to a different way of thinking and seeing things. And especially about myself, because though I come from a privileged background, my father was very, very much a culturalist and inculcator of culture.
Yeah.
So we weren't wealthy and spoiled. No, we were wealthy and culture.
Yeah.
That was our upbringing, you know. Time in the village, time in the ghetto, time with your family in the compound, find time with your family in the village, time with, you know.
Yeah.
We had to do that, and it wasn't like something like looked down upon in our family. No, at all. Something we took a lot of pride in. And yeah, so that's one.
Okay.
And then two, seeing that was my platform, my foundation, listening definitely to people like the late great Bob Marley, really made an impact on me. Watching him in concert when I was very young on TV videos. Yeah, you know, the Nelson Mandelas of this world, I would follow the Kwame Nkrumahs and look up people, and you know, and that's why I think, and also conscious music. This is the basis of all my music. I think this is the cultural worldview that I have on the world. You know,
beautiful stuff, man. Going forward, I want to know when you knew that this was what you wanted to do for the rest of your life. Because, I mean, if you've gone to school, the journey, the story is really in society is if you've gone to school, use your paper somewhere, and then, you know, make your money, and then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At what point did you decide to say, I'm going to be called Cactus Agony, and I'm going to do music, I don't care what anybody thinks, this is what I want to do?
Well, it's something that it took me a long time to come to that point, first of all, because in my family, you know, your family has expectations of you already, pre-planned, predestined expectations for you, your parents, which is okay in most cases. But the calling was so strong for me that I defied. My mother was cool.
Okay.
She was like, "Oh, I'm doing something about the talent. I'm gonna talent.
Yeah, I mean, like your father stood for a lot of things.
Yeah, that's exactly. He had high expectations of, and the reason he sent me to school overseas, the reason he had expectations. And then all of a sudden, I said he heard that I was making music. That made him, you know,
disappointed.
Yeah, but I was sure, and I believed in myself that I could gain his support if I just did it right. And in a way, it gave me guidance, because even though I did defy him, I tried to make sure that I did not embarrass him or bring unnecessary negative attention to him. I would actually do things and bring some honor, should I say, to the name. Yeah. So that's really, I think it was an important thing for me.
One of your first hit songs was the one you did with Mr. Future.
Mr. Switch.
Mr. Switcher. Sorry, my bad.
Launch It.
Launch It.
Yeah.
Had you done other songs before that song?
I wrote and recorded my first song in 1996.
Oh man, look, that's a good time for us.
I couldn't hold it.
Allow us to do this, man. This is Cactus's new song. He's gonna be dropping another one on the 30th of this month.
Yeah.
31st
of this month. But this one though, is my song.
Me too.
Extraordinaire shout out. Yeah, man.
You know, Pakwamba. You know what I mean? The 1996. What was going through Cactus's mind? And which direction did you want to take? Is what we're seeing the Jumade Fire, or what was the case?
Okay, so the people that were influencing me at the time, people around me, who I had become friends with in South London, were a close friend of mine who was also a course. These were my course mates at Croydon College in South London, and they were also underground rappers. Yeah. Because at the time I wasn't actually singing. Remember, I had the experience from a choir as a kid, but when I got to college, I was in 18, 19, you know, and much older, but I never thought I could have a career in music. So I started my college, And I started hanging out with some guys who would take me to the studios, be there in the studio sessions, and or maybe even at college. In between the lunchtime, for example.
Yeah.
You go outside in the courtyard and there's people, everybody sitting there having lunch, people having coffees, it's cold or something, there's people skateboarding, there's people doing bike tricks over there, you know, and there's people freestyling with beatbox over there, a group of people, and that's how, you know, it was really active, so it was busy. So you'd end up in the freestyle sessions, you know, you'd end up first of all being a spectator, then your friends would be like, yo man, come on man,
Do
man,
something.
bust something man. I'm like, me? You talking to me? No way. It was like that, so it took a while. But spending time with them really encouraged me, because they would always encourage me to give it a try. They would never laugh. They would laugh a little bit, but they'll say, yeah, that's good, man. You're coming along, man. You got something, man. Just keep trying. I'll be like, hey, my name is... And then I'll fall off, and I'll be like, okay, good try, keep trying. And like that. So by the time I spent my foundation year at Croydon College, I had learned how to compose. Thanks to... they were a group called the Nappy Clinch Clan from Elephant and Castle, South London boys. They were a group of Jamaicans, they were like the Wu-Tang. Out 6 guys, you know, all different, each one with his or her own style. So they would take me to their shows in South London, you know, some really cool talent shows, and they were the headliners. So I would be so amazed when we're in there, and whenever they were introduced onto the stage, the place would go wild, like the building was coming down, you know? And I'd be like, wow, people can do this? These guys really are. So it started rubbing off on me, and my aspirations began.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we were studying, quite some resemblance to Akon. That was the conversation.
Oh,
There's
good.
this guy, Akon this, da. How did that make you feel?
Well, the funny thing is, I think people knew about me way before Akon came. Like you said, Launch It, the song in the background, was way before Akon came. So that was my direction from the start, you know, and I don't think I've changed much in the way I deliver or sound. I've added some new dynamics as I've grown, but I think I've stayed the same. So when Akon came along, I was like, wow, so there's someone doing exactly what I'm trying to do, and it's sounding so cool. You know, it really encouraged me, it gave me encouragement. I was like, wow, this guy's from Senegal, and he can do this. Okay, this is really cool. But then people started saying, Zambian Akon, I'm the Zambian Akon. which for me, I took it like a compliment. Maybe they needed something to compare me to describe what I sounded like. But
what's Cactus Agoni's new journey now? What's he doing? I heard the new song, Guardians of Earth. Which every thinks I said something else, but
Guardians
of But what's Cactus Agoni's new direction?
Okay, so as people know, more people know, I have 3 albums to my name. There was Bush Territory, which was the song you played. Then there was The African Dream, and then there was Chasing the Wind, which is my last album I released. So but I think for me, I had to step back and change the settings, the way I did things. You know, you're tired of doing the same thing and getting the same results, right? So I had to change the settings, so I registered a new company called Distinct Entertainment. And,
we need that.
DistinctEntertainment.com. Big up.
Yeah.
So this company, I'm using it as a platform to market everything I'm doing going forward in music. Thanks to my manager, my brother Abby, we've been doing some really great things. I've got a lot of new music for you guys. a lot of big music, a lot of good music, and it's amazing that it's taken all these years for me to get to this point. But by this point, I mean the point where I'm freely and regularly now recording with international stars. You know, and it's something that seemed impossible for so long, but in a very, all of a sudden, it's easy. So, for example, the next song I'm releasing is featuring Luton Fire from Jamaica, who's someone I've been listening to for a very long time. And I've always looked up. These are the people that have inspired me for a long time.
I might as well
just find it.
play Joko.
Talking about talking about future plans and who to work with, who not to work with. Ushem Zambia, are you looking forward kubombako na bantu bamo artists?
Most definitely. The only reason that I'm making a priority to speak about these collabos is because I know you don't. When the opportunity started, it's not like I've stopped recording with Zambian artists. So no. But you have to make the most of it and record with all of them now. Because I don't know what's going to happen in a few months from now. So every week I'm recording a new song, this song featuring Apache Indian from the UK, the legendary. I've recorded one with him, I've recorded one with Tonto Metro and Devante, the legendary Everyone Falls. Yeah, I've done a new collab with them, which you're going to get soon. And done another one of the big UK artists named Can I Brinks. He's a dancehall artist, dancehall reggae artist as well. So,
nice.
So I'm doing all this stuff. I'm like, let me put that, I'll make you teach
Don't say it.
Don't say it. The first, and then but yeah, definitely I'm doing some collabos with some local artists as well. But I don't want to give away too much because I'm releasing a double EP,
Wow.
volume 1 and 2. So. Yeah, each they'll be
album the new wave.
But anyways, I want to let you go. Because we're running out of time.
Play the tune, man.
Yeah.
It's already playing in the background.
I want to play the tune, but then I will keep the other one.
Yeah.
For the 31st.
Yeah.
And then we'll play this one.
Yeah, man.
For everyone that loves good music and loves African music, that loves all people that.
Yes, sir.
And also those that loves Wagwan, Rastafari. I've never, up to now, the Frog understands.
Ask Cactus.
Yes, please. Up to now, the Frog understands.
What?
Why? Umuntu imba type of this type of reggae. No parangolo. You have no hair whatsoever.
You are Rasta nemumuntu.
Inside.
Na mutawapata dreads. Amano no mutima.
Okay. But if you
now we are Christians. Ati
wow.
But
make me understand something. Rastafari, being a Rastafarian, are you a Rastafarian?
Yeah.
Welcome to Rasta. Let's have one. Just
Anyways, I want to say thank you, man, too. To people that would love to find you, where can they find you?
Yeah, on Instagram and Twitter, I'm at Cactus Agony. And Facebook, Cactus Agony Zambia.
Yeah.
Also, you could check out my website for Distinct Entertainment.
Yeah.
Distinct Entertainment, but without the I after the D.
Okay.
So it's DSTINCT.
Distinct.
Okay.
Cool.
Entertainment.com.
Let's go ahead and do this. Never give up your life. Never give up for anything.
Never give up. Lutan Fire. Big up Lutan Fire. Big man, legend, vibes.
Never give up and don't let go, it's all in you. Never give up and say no. Never give up as there's one day. Things are strange. Can fight no more. No coming in and empty. It's a push out and start.
It sounds like it's young,
Many are called, but I feel that I break. And then I want to let tomorrow Saturday night. You should arise and celebrate. Never give up and way.